What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Not Today with Jenn Sturger.
Eddie Pence.
Gee, it's the same thing.
Because you leave
every
it hanging.
fucking episode, dude.
You leave it hanging like you're gonna go Jenn Sturger and Eddie Pence. Oh fuck, she's not saying my name.
No, dummy.
I gotta say my name.
You have to say your name.
You're right.
Listen.
It feels weird saying my name.
I don't ask a lot of you. You just show up and say your fucking name,
I know.
Eddie.
It just feels weird saying my own name. Usually, as a comedian, you're used to being introduced.
Dude,
someone else saying your name.
I've been having way too many hosting gigs lately. I think you're more than qualified to say your own name. All right. I'm trying.
Well, it's like coming next to the stage and then you leave, and then the comic comes over. Hey guys, Eddie Pence. It's kind of weird. Feels weird to introduce yourself.
Maybe. What's been going on with you, dude?
What did we do? Oh, we went to Star Wars night. Last
Star
week
Wars night
at Disneyland.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
it's not just like May the 4th. It's like a.
No, what they do, well, they used to, I guess this is the first year they're doing like 8 nights of it, 8 or 9 nights, where what they do is they close the park down to other people. Like other people who bought tickets for the day at Disneyland
have to leave.
Get a rude awakening around 9 p.m. Like, oh, you have to leave the park now.
Oh, wow.
And then they let people who get the Star Wars nights tickets. They have different nights. I think they have like a princess night, and then they have like a pride night.
Sweethearts night.
They have a bunch of different nights where you buy tickets. You can get in the park at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And then they clean out all the other riffraff.
How do they know?
They give you a wristband.
You have a wristband and you have a lanyard.
And a lanyard.
And you get to point at people who don't have them to get them narked.
I was going to say,
and then they have a wall of Disney cast members that point at you, go, do you have a wristband? And you have to show me your wristband.
Oh, you have to show it multiple times.
Everywhere you go.
It's like a club.
It is like a very important, special, expensive club.
For nerds.
But the good thing is by 9 p.m.
It does sound fun, though.
By 9 p.m., the park is half full.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you're just with other like-minded people.
Yeah. So everyone's just hanging out in Galaxy's Edge is what you're saying.
Pretty much. A lot of lightsabers.
So it's just in Galaxy's Edge?
No, it's a whole park.
Okay.
They do different. They have like photo opportunities all over the place. They have different foods, like Star Wars themed food.
I think I saw the pictures that you guys posted of this, but are you allowed to dress up?
Yeah. It's the one time I think when they allow adults to dress up and go into Disney, because usually you're not allowed to dress up as an adult.
What'd you dress up as?
I didn't dress up.
Eddie.
I can't.
What a killjoy.
I'm not a dress upper guy.
Bullshit. You're constantly making stuff to dress up
I do,
as.
but it's for my kid. I put it on him.
No, you built some adult size stuff.
Cobra Commander, but that's because we were shooting something called Cobra Commander.
You had Han Solo type things.
I have belts and stuff. Yeah, that's a hobby. I don't wear them out. I don't wear a Han Solo gun belt out.
So you just make those for no reason?
Yeah, pretty much.
Eddie, what are you doing?
I'm not a cosplayer.
You should open an Etsy shop.
I should open an Etsy shop. I'd be really fucking good at it. But anyway, yeah, so we went, and then we did Star Wars night last week, and it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. It's expensive, but it's fun. Colton dressed up like Indiana Jones.
That doesn't work.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Star Wars and Indiana Jones have a lot of crossover.
Okay. No, you're high here. I hate to break it to you.
No, I'm not. Okay.
What?
In Raiders of the Lost Ark and Well of the Souls, there's a hieroglyph or hieroglyph. What do they call it? Hieroglyphs?
This just sounds like Colton didn't want to wear his Mandalorian outfit because it's very heavy.
Well, that would have been a pain in the ass. But there's a hieroglyph in Well of the Souls of R2-D2 and C-3PO.
What?
Yes, and then in the Solo movie,
what year was this?
80. Raiders of the Lost Ark was 80, 81.
It was that really?
81. Star Wars was 77.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back was 80, and then in the movie Solo that came out in 2018, the Golden Idol is pictured in one of the scenes in the background.
Yeah, no one saw that.
Oh my god.
What?
It's an underrated film.
It is underrated. I wasn't shitting on it.
It's a very fun movie.
But no one saw it.
No one did
Let's
see
be
it
clear.
because people are assholes about Last Jedi. Because they're all Last Jedi sucked and we don't want to watch Star Wars anymore.
I loved The Last Jedi.
Eat dicks, everybody.
I loved all of it, honestly.
So did I.
I feel like nothing was as good as, was it episode 10?
Episode 10.
Right?
There's never
No,
been
not episode 10. Sorry.
Episode 10's the best.
Dude, I've had too much caffeine.
Andor.
We're still going. No.
Andor is the greatest Star Wars writing
it's not
ever
even close.
done.
Episode 8.
Ever done.
Episode 8 was the one that I liked.
Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the one that I liked.
But Andor.
I haven't seen that one.
The greatest Star Wars series. It's the greatest Star Wars writing ever done.
Is that the one that's it's on Disney Plus?
Disney Plus.
Andor.
The second season's coming out. It's going to lead right into Rogue One.
Dude, I can't keep up with all of these things and what's in canon and what's not in canon. Now you're telling me Indiana Jones is also in. I can't.
There's a lot of crossover.
I love Star Wars. Okay, this is not me shitting on Star Wars. I promise.
Okay.
I like it. I'm just not a super fan.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to quote all of it. When a guy tells me he loves me, I say I know. But other than that, like, I'm not. Yeah.
I get it.
I'm a more casual Star Wars fan.
You're an admirer of the work.
Yes. I love the stories. I love what it's about.
You just don't go fucking deep diving into it.
No.
Like I do.
If you were asking me what the moons were on some planet, I'd be like, the fuck are you talking about?
Sure. I get you.
When I watch Rebel Moon and I go, this was definitely supposed to be a Star Wars movie and someone ripped it off because they got mad. Like,
well, it was supposed to be, and then I guess it was too violent. He wanted to make it too violent of a story for the Star Wars universe. So that's when Lucasfilm was like, no, we don't want this as part of it.
It is pretty violent. Yeah. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
You should watch it. It's definitely like, is this supposed to, you could tell this is supposed to be part of something Star Wars related.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. They're like, let's just change it.
Mark gave it then.
They're like, let's just change it enough so we don't get sued. Right. That's what it felt like. It felt like
it's the Rick and Morty of Star Wars.
It's the Kroger of Star Wars. It's Kroger Star Wars for sure. Yeah, it is the Rick and Morty. No, it's not that. It's not funny. It doesn't have the charm that Star Wars does.
Yeah.
It's Snyder-esque.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Not a Snyder-esque guy.
Yeah, it's that kind of vibe. It's very dark and gloomy and
if you said who directed this 5 minutes into it, it'd be like, oh, 300 guy.
No, it's the 300 guy. It's the 5-hour Justice League guy. Yeah.
Everything is slow motion.
Everything's the 9 million takes in slow motion.
Slow motion. There's weird stuff going on with the camera where
Snyder
like
Cut
parts
would have
are out
been
of
35
focus.
minutes long if it wasn't for slow motion. That movie is so fucking slow.
And there are so many people just rallying for it.
Why?
All the Easter eggs. But you're doing the same thing right now for Star Wars. All the Easter eggs. Can't you just watch the movie without looking for details in it?
No, because after you watch it for 9 times, you start noticing things because you've already paid attention to the other stuff.
Are you paying for it in theaters that many times?
No. Well, you have on Disney Plus.
I know.
If it was in a theater, I probably
I feel like you've gone to movies multiple times.
Well, yeah. I always have it. It's always been a thing with me. Every time there's a Star Wars movie in the theater, I go 6 times.
6?
Yeah, I go 6 times.
Is that an OCD thing?
It might be.
So wait, it's
my only OCD.
Once with the boys.
I go once opening night.
With Jerry, right?
Yeah, and then I go with Colton. And then I go 4 more times with Colton.
Please tell me you have AMC Movie Pass. This is going to be a really
I go
expensive.
Tuesday night. Tuesday nights are $5.
This is a really expensive hobby that you guys have.
Tuesday nights are $5. We're going to see episode 1 is coming out May 3rd. I guess it's whenever this episode drops, May 3rd. It's the 20th anniversary or 30th. Oh, is it really? No.
What?
25th anniversary of episode 1.
Oh,
right.
That just made me feel so old.
Yeah, 25th episode. Yeah, right.
So
25th anniversary of episode 1.
That is so
it's
no.
Coming, it's
I can't.
That's
I can't.
How old we are.
I'm not ready for this.
I'm not either.
I'm not at all.
But yeah.
The original ones were meh.
The original ones?
The 1 through 3.
Oh, the prequels.
The prequels.
The prequels.
Yeah.
I
think of them in the order that they come.
Oh, see, I don't.
You think of them as the way they were released?
The original trilogy is how I think
No, I think of them as a complete set at this point.
I don't.
Like if you wanted to put them in order.
Have you dug into the Topher Grace edit of 1 through 3?
Yes.
Where what?
He takes out Jar Jar Binks and little kid Anakin, right? They're both cut out completely.
He turns 1, 2, and 3, so Phantom Menace into the
Attack of the Clones
into 90 minutes.
Yeah.
All 3 of them?
Into 90 minutes.
90 minutes. He combines episode 1 and 2 into one 90-minute movie.
Okay. But the third one was the best out of those 3.
He completely cuts out.
Am I crazy or no?
Third one's the best one.
Okay,
and he cuts out. Attack of the Clones is the worst one, I think. He takes out Kid Anakin, right? You don't get Kid Anakin anymore, and Jar Jar Binks are completely gone. Topher Grace did this for the public. The unsung hero that is Topher Grace.
No, he did it for himself.
Yeah. That poor kid has not worked since.
He's an amazing editor. What a fucking amazing editor.
What?
Topher Grace.
That poor kid.
Oh, that kid. Well, yeah, he's got problems.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think?
Well, he's got diagnosed with a schizophrenic, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
That's what fandoms will do to a person when they're that insane.
They did an interview with his mom recently where she apparently protected him as a kid and never let him see any of the press and shit. Like she completely sheltered him from all that stuff.
And then when he saw the internet one day.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, fuck. I got to create some personalities here to help me deal with this. Because people are fucking assholes being mean to a 9-year-old.
God, fandoms are weird like that, though. Like, you know who else is weird? Swifties. Swifties are weird like that. Yeah. Like your Star Wars, mine's Tortured Poets Department.
But in defense of Swifties, they support Swift.
Yes.
Star Wars fans don't. Star Wars fans are the most toxic fan base in fandom because they literally eat their own.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Swifties do not attack Taylor Swift.
It's like they gatekeep it.
I guess it's because it's a generational thing. Every generation had their own trilogy, and so you know our generation attaches to the original trilogy, and then you have the prequel trilogy, and so it's just this competing toxic fandom.
I don't like that you just lump me into your generation because I don't think of the original three.
You think of the prequel trilogy?
I think of the prequels, and I think of the newer ones.
What?
Yeah. Well, listen. The prequels got me through a really bad breakup. I saw them all together. Because I got broken up with the same weekend I got my tonsils removed.
Oh, Jesus.
It was a really bold move on his part because he was like, she can't talk.
I'm out. I got my window. I got my window.
So I cried while watching the prequels. And
not what made you cry? The breakup?
Yeah, of course, obviously, and the child acting. But you know, I'm joking.
And the horrible love affair between two people
that clearly don't like each other.
I saw a review one time. It was the funniest review I've ever seen about any movie ever. They said Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen couldn't have less chemistry if they were cast in separate movies.
You're like, were you guys on set the same day, or did you just green screen yourself?
Did you guys green screen your own scenes with each other? Because
Jesus, but yeah, so yeah, those are my two.
Okay.
And then I loved the new ones.
I enjoyed the new ones. Rise of Skywalker I had issues with, but the first two.
Everybody did.
First one was very derivative. Force Awakens very derivative.
But they needed it.
Yeah, to an extent. It didn't have to be as derivative. It could have been derivative light. And then I loved Last Jedi just because it took chances.
Yes, and I loved it for the same reasons. And then the
Rise of Skywalker
one
was like, oh fuck, we stepped in a big pile of dog shit with that last one. We made all the angry nerd boys even angrier, so let's try to retcon some shit.
And it was awful.
And there was too many cooks in the kitchen on that one trying to fix shit.
Yeah, it didn't work.
That didn't need to be fixed. They should have just taken it.
It didn't work for me, but it was serviceable.
It was
How about
fine.
that?
I enjoyed it. It was serviceable.
It was fine.
I didn't hate it. It was fine. I was just like, I would like to see them follow the direction Rian Johnson had set out.
Yeah, because that felt at least like there was.
It felt fresh.
I think didn't I see?
Yeah, you saw it with us.
I saw that with you.
Yeah.
And I think you and I both went, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like right at the same time.
When they killed Snoke, I was like, fuck. Did not see that coming.
I remember. It was the first time. I went on night one.
Yeah.
I got invited to night one on that one.
I had extra tickets. And I brought
either
you.
that or you were really good at pretending you had never seen it for, 5 times before.
No, it was me, you, Jerry, and your aforementioned ex. We all went. And we had a good time.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But go to Star Wars Night. I think they still have tickets available. It's fun. It's a fun trip.
Cool. I'll dress up as fucking...
Strap some Danishes to your head.
Something else from Indiana Jones.
Go as Slave Leia.
I'll get kicked out of the park. They'll be like, I don't remember those on her. Like, she was stacked, but not like that. Do you know what I mean? I bet they'd kick me out. You think so?
Probably would kick you out.
I'll test the tolerance.
You should try.
What if I put the buns on my...
Yeah,
Those are supposed to be on your sides of your head, man.
Oh, my bad.
Oh my God. Dude, I don't have anything going on in my life, but I do have a am I the asshole scenario for you.
I was the asshole last week.
It's not me.
Oh.
So this is actually it's a friend of mine that I've been trying to help through this scenario she's in.
But you sympathize with her assholeness?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Okay.
But I'm curious what your thoughts are going to be on this.
All right.
So my friend has been dating this guy. And they've been dating for like 4 months or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's relatively new.
That's fresh.
Yeah, it's still fresh. And he has already said, I love you.
Oh, in 4 months?
Yes. But she has not.
Okay.
And he's apparently like super butthurt about it.
Well, you kind of put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And then it gets rebuffed.
But it's not that it was rebuffed. It's just like, she's not there yet,
right?
Is what is being communicated.
Did he not put any feelers out to see if she was there before he blurted out, I love you?
Well, she said that he kept kind of being like, so I've got really strong feelings towards you. Like stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And being like, I want to say something, but I can't. I want to say something. I said, I would have been like, don't. You know what? Maybe don't. If
Wrap
you don't
that up,
know.
revisit it in 3 months. See if it's still fresh.
What's the longest you've gone? How quickly did you tell Tracy? But you and Tracy knew each other. That doesn't count.
Yeah, it's been, I think probably like the longest. I don't know.
What's the longest?
The shortest amount?
Yeah.
Probably 6 months.
6 months?
Probably. That's a long, a half a year. Like, if you're just spending time with that person for 6 months.
Yeah.
I think at that point you could probably say it.
6 months? You think, oh man. I feel like I mean,
4 seems a little like, I guess you're inching close to that point where it's like, okay, maybe at this point, if we're only seeing each other for 4 months, I could see where maybe it's like, okay, maybe it's time to say it, but I would still hold off another month or 2.
Do guys say it out of obligation? Or do if a girl says it first, do guys feel obligated? Do guys just say it to fucking say it? Because I don't know.
I think you know what you're getting into when you say it.
Because personally, me,
yeah,
I wouldn't. I don't say things because I want somebody to feel good.
It's just, I don't like making people feel good. So
no, but I'm not going to lie to someone.
Right. No,
if I'm not there,
you shouldn't.
If I'm not there, I'm not going to tell you that.
No.
And that's the school of thought that my girlfriend comes from too. And I was like, listen, I kind of side with you on this one.
Did she feel like she could get there, or is like there's no chance of getting there? Because that's 2 different things. Like, okay, this is as far as this is ever going to go for me emotionally. So
she said that she thinks she could have gotten there,
but now she can't.
But now, because they keep saying it over and over and over again,
right,
expecting her answer to change, that she feels like she's almost being manipulated into saying it. At that point,
that dude needs to go, not say it anymore, and go,
right?
hey, you know what? This is how I feel. I'll check back with you I'll check back in a couple months. I'm not going to say it anymore, but just know this is how I feel.
Listen, I'm all for dudes being in
there.
And
if you feel this way, let me know.
Mark just put a picture of E.T. on the screen and just says, ouch.
Damn.
Listen, I feel bad for him. I do.
Yeah. It's a rough spot for
but
sure.
I side with my friend.
Yeah, you shouldn't say it if you don't mean it.
I don't feel like you should say it.
Like, but would she just go, uh-huh? Like, how did she respond?
I hope she said, I know.
I know. And then just slowly sunk out of frame. I know. That's,
we'll revisit this when I unfreeze. That was such a baller move.
I'm going to take a nap for a year, and then you come rescue me. I'll let you know how I feel.
Did he? I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the original 3. Did they revisit it? Would she unfroze him?
She unfreezes him, and then he recognizes her voice. They kiss her, and then later in the film, he says, "I love you," and she says, "I know." So they flip it.
Oh, they flip it.
Yes.
Oh, that's cute.
So,
God, it's been a while. Maybe I should rewatch them.
You should rewatch. They're the best of the 3 of the best of the trilogies.
Really?
Yes.
Was the acting really that good?
Better than the prequels. Maybe not as good as the sequels. Sequels had some really good actors.
Yeah. I think the sequels, the
acting may be better
recent,
in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, the most recent, I think. Like
story was better in the original trilogy. It was more cohesive feeling.
Mark's looking it up for us. It says, how long do you date before saying I love you? And it says, recent studies indicated most men say I love you on average after 3 months, while women can take 2, 3, 6, or even a year.
I think
wow.
I think men fall for faster than women.
Really?
I do.
I don't know. I had a guy that then he wrote fucking Sims. I had a guy that made me wait a year, and by then I was like, I'm moving on.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm moving on.
Okay.
You know, because I think I said it like around the 8-month mark.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, I think I said it around the 8-month mark.
And he was like, well, wait, let me check back in 4 months.
Yeah. You know when he said it? When I caught him in a hot tub with another girl.
Okay, well, yeah.
No, wait, I love you
too. I love all of you.
Like,
I love hot tubs.
Bye, loser.
Wow.
And I was like, no, we're done here. We're absolutely done here.
I think you're dumb not because he didn't say I love you back, but because he was in the hot tub with another girl.
He was like,
ended it.
This is my friend.
We're hot tub buddies. We like hot tubbing together.
I can't. But yeah, so that's who's the asshole?
I mean, I can't say he's the asshole unless he keeps bugging her about it. Then he's
Yeah,
obviously
that's
the
the
asshole.
thing is he has been.
He's got to stop.
He's like, and any movement on that front,
No,
like that
don't
type
pressure
stuff.
someone into saying I love you. That's awful.
Right? It feels manipulative.
You can't manipulate someone into
It feels
feelings.
like when you're little and people are like, give your uncle a hug. And you're like,
Yeah.
I don't want to give my
No.
uncle a hug.
No, I
You
don't
can
want,
fucking see he's creepy.
I don't want to touch
wanna
Uncle.
yeah.
Uncle already touches me. I don't want to touch Uncle. I don't need Uncle touches.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't need it.
That's what it feels
No,
like.
he's the asshole if he keeps manipulating her. Like that. Yeah, for sure.
So I'm glad we sided
So
on
you're
the
not-
same
I
thing.
don't
in
think
that.
you're the asshole in that one.
I didn't know guys said it that quick.
I think I can see where guys fall.
You
quicker
guys
than
are
girls.
You guys are getting soft.
Yeah, but then they'll fall again later with someone else really quick.
You guys are
While
getting
they're still-
you guys are getting soft.
We probably are. Bunch of betas. Fucking bunch of beta males. Right?
I don't mind that
They're
men
all fucking betas.
I don't mind that men are doing the work on themselves. I really don't.
Right.
As long as they still stay like in their masculine. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I just don't like it when I guess I come from a generation, which is I'm working on it myself of trying to deal with my feelings and like be open.
You're like,
to my
this
feelings.
is hurting to even discuss.
But the people that fucking put their shit on blast on social media all the time, like, what are you doing?
oh, like emotional stuff?
Emotional shit.
Like men?
Yes. You take that and you just put it back down in there. And it'll come out later at an appropriate time. You don't just blast your shit on social media. Who are you telling?
Taking this to the streets.
It's not-
Taking this to the stories
Yeah.
right now.
Fuck, I'm gonna put this up on my fucking tweets. It's just
TikTok.
Like, what are you doing? Don't blast that shit. If you have a problem, then go tell whoever you have a problem with. Or if
it's the passive aggressiveness of it all, for
Yeah.
sure.
it's like I'm gonna blast it to the world, but not tell the person that's really bothering me.
It's the worst.
I fucking hate that shit.
It's the worst. Mark, you have a fucking microphone. Pick it up and use it.
Punch up.
It says punch a hole in the blank.
Yeah, just punch a hole.
That's how you guys deal with shit?
Punch a fucking hole.
I mean, that's how my ex dealt with shit.
Punch a fucking hole.
There was so much
I'm not
maintenance to
saying
get
we
done.
shouldn't deal with our feelings, but there's a constructive way to deal with it, and then there's an attention-seeking
How
way
do you
to
feel
deal
about
with it.
men going to therapy? I think men should go to therapy.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I've never done it.
You've never gone to therapy?
No.
That shocks me
I've
because
thought
listen,
about it.
No, but that does shock me, Eddie, because you are a fairly reasonable person.
Most times.
And I
yes.
feel like this town has a way of turning fairly reasonable people into crazy people.
Yes. it
And I
does.
don't feel like it's really affected you like that.
No.
I mean, it's made you sad as fuck sometimes. But
It's beaten
But-
me. It's beaten me for
but
sure.
I still feel like you are a good person and you're a rational person. And the
Yes.
fact that you've never gone to therapy, like, I don't know if that's a generational thing or what.
It's probably a generational thing.
You've never been curious about going?
I've thought about it, but I don't know if I'm a talker. Like I don't know if I can just empty my
I
feelings
don't know if
out.
I'm a talker, says a dude with 4 podcasts.
But I'm talking about shit I don't care
You should have
about.
a podcast with a therapist.
I should.
You're
I
like,
would
can
do
I get
that.
can I get paid for this?
I would do that. But it's weird. Like the stuff I talk about on podcast. I mean, I guess I don't know.
We talk about some good stuff in
We
here.
do. I don't. I just never thought about go. I just feels weird to go. I guess and spill my guts to a complete stranger.
See, I think if I ever got married again, I think I would have to go to therapy with that person prior to getting married. Like I would rather know where the landmines are and see where we don't line. And honestly, learn how to communicate with somebody.
I
Like
think that's
learn
yeah,
how to communicate
communication's important.
before shit hits the fan versus trying to learn how to communicate when things have already blown up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Because it's so much easier when you're like regulated.
Yeah.
And when everybody is fine,
Yeah.
you know, is mostly fine, but the relationship is solid. It's way easier to like train yourself like, hey, if we're ever feeling this way, this is how we should talk to each other. It's respectful. It's, you know,
Yeah.
like like it's called nonviolent communication.
Oh, that's a good type of communication.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's why are you being sarcastic?
I'm
about
not. I'm just saying it's as opposed to
No.
violent communication. It's a much better communication. than-
It just felt kind of sarcastic. You're like, oh yeah, that sounds like a
That's
good
just my normal
communication.
demeanor. I'm just a sarcastic person.
But yeah, it's called nonviolent communication. And it's basically like, it's using a lot more I statements versus you so that you don't make the other person defensive.
Okay.
Things like that.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, when this happened, I felt this way.
Right.
Versus like, or this is the story I'm telling myself about the dynamic that's happening here.
Right.
So that way you're not like, you never do this. And you, because that makes the other person be like, I gotta ball up and
Well, it's not
fight you.
You're, the other way, you're accusing people,
Exactly.
the other person of doing something, as opposed to going, "This is how I feel when this is done."
I also think it needs to be like you come to the other person and go, "Hey, this is us versus a problem.
Right.
It's not you versus me.
Right.
Like no one needs to win.
Right.
But if someone is winning, it's definitely me."
Oh, of course, we know that. But that's what I'm saying. At least in this scenario, you're dealing with the issue with the other person. Whereas, like when someone puts it on fucking social media, they're just blasting it out because
That's when you have the problem.
they're a complete chode. Because you have to put your complaints about everything on social media. You're a chode at that point.
Clip this.
That's how I feel. If you blast your emotional baggage on social media
with some sad music behind
sad
it.
music, you're a fucking chode.
Even with your girls, or you expect it with us?
What's that?
Even if it's girls, or you expect it with us?
I expect it with girls.
It's when men do it that
It's
you're
when
like,
men do
get it together,
just,
buddy.
Come on, dude.
You ever-
Swallow it down.
You ever call them and be like, hey,
Swallow it
hey,
down.
buddy,
Just come on.
you're embarrassing
What are
yourself.
you doing? Well, you know, it's that's unfair. It's not just, it's with everybody, even with girls. Because I just see so many people like on Facebook or X or whatever, just blasting like, "Where are my prayer warriors at?" I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Prayer warriors is an interesting, because there are no weapons.
There's no weapons.
You can't call yourself a warrior.
Yeah, there's no, just stop
Where are your
blasting shit out.
Where are your
for-
lightsabers?
Yes, lightsabers up. A lightsaber is just as effective as a prayer at this point. I wish we'd all realize that.
What is this weird thing? I asked Eddie to participate in building today's timeline for the episode.
Yeah.
And he decided to send me a story about a vampire being
Dude,
found.
They found
I just love that this is what you're like. We can definitely talk about this for 10 minutes.
They found a coffin or a tomb with a lady from the 17th century, and something was written on there's some sort of inscription on the coffin itself that said, "This is a vampire. Beware."
It said this is a vampire.
Something to that effect in whatever language it was in. And they had a big giant padlock on the thing to keep it in.
What?
Yeah, because vampires don't die.
What?
They're the undead.
Oh, so this bitch just went to sleep one night and they were like,
locked her
lock
the
her
fuck up. We're a vampire. Don't open. Do not open till Christmas.
I feel like this is the plot of a movie coming out.
It should be.
1,000,000%
It
it
absolutely
is.
should be.
I mean, this is how the Mummy started.
Have you had
to
any?
be clear, the Brendan Fraser Mummy, not the shit Mummy with Tom Cruise,
No, that
whatever that
garbage.
was.
That
Yeah.
was hot garbage.
Yeah, when they were like, let's do the monster universe.
not.
And then was like, no,
Let's not do that.
no one was asking for that.
No one needed that at
The
all.
originals were perfect. No one watches them. But
Yeah.
like they were iconic.
Yeah, we don't need to form the Monster Avengers and whatever they were trying to do. It's dumb. Don't need it.
No,
Have you had paranormal experiences? Like anything?
no. I mean, I've had ghost stuff. I talked about that
That's
with
paranormal?
I talked about that with B the other day. I had ghost stuff happen.
shit?
Yeah.
I've never had anything. I've always wanted something.
I've
never had
I had
anything.
this one incident where I had a couple of incidents, let's be real. I had an incident for a while where I was like, I need to sage the fuck out of myself. It was like a 6-month period
Well,
where
I
I was.
saged your new house.
Did you?
Yeah, remember the table fell when we were recording?
Oh, yeah. We had to.
And I
That
saged
place
the
was haunted
house.
for sure. For sure. Someone had carved some inscriptions in
Oh
the
yeah,
wall.
some satanic shit or something,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
that was cool.
Okay, so like Tracy, my wife, sold you guys your house.
Tracy was our realtor, and we did our final walkthrough, and everything was fine.
And then you guys came back in after you got the keys or whatever.
Yep.
And I guess the previous someone who used to live there came
Was
back in.
not happy. Their son was not happy that we had bought his childhood home.
Right. And then
And so he carved like satanic stuff into the walls. And the other realtor was like, sorry, can't do
Bye.
anything about it.
here's your keys later.
And I'm like, no, get your ass back here. So we made the first time we tried to like do our show from there.
Yeah.
The table that held all of
All
our
their stuff.
equipment, all
Yeah.
of our technical equipment collapsed in the middle of the
But
show.
it was weird because the way it was a fold out table and the way the table was set up, the leg had to be kicked in for the table to fall.
Yeah.
And there's no way because Bumblebee was sitting there.
Yeah.
Our old tech person, Bumblebee, was
Aw,
sitting
poor
there.
Bumblebee.
And we miss you, Bumblebee. And the leg kicked in and the table fell on his legs.
And it was so funny because I vividly remember Cody just going, "Oh my god!"
Oh my god! And then like we were like, "What happened?"
And you just see all of our faces like,
And we're sitting there staring at Bumblebee, and like the table's like collapsed on his legs. He's like, "Someone get the table off of
yeah,
me."
he's like, "You guys can freak out about this later. I would like to keep my legs."
That was odd. That was an odd thing that happened.
So anyways, we saged the shit out of the
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
And there were no problems after that.
No.
Except for our marriage.
Well, that was
Anyways, so, but I had this one incident when I was living with an ex
yeah.
on and off. And he lived like up in the Northeast. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Very
like,
haunted area.
yeah, New Hampshire.
Very haunted area.
So anyways, you believe in this shit?
No, but I just know that they say that's
That's the most haunted. I mean, that's where we started everything.
yeah.
You know, that's kind of
like
where.
from like DC up to New England is like
Yeah.
super haunted.
Yeah,
That's where all
so-
the Civil War battles were and the Revolutionary War. and all that
Exactly.
shit,
So there's a lot of
yeah.
people
A lot
that
of death.
yeah, there's a lot of people that have some gripes with
Yeah, yeah.
society.
I
Still,
don't believe it, but that's where it's supposed to
Mhm,
be.
sure.
Yeah,
I mean, you did let your son stick his head in a cannon. So,
yeah.
but anyways, I went to go stay with them,
Okay.
and they had bought this house,
Yeah.
and it was out in the middle of nowhere.
All right.
And they used to go to their job during the day, and I got to stay home
Sure.
by myself
Okay.
in a house
Not
in the woods.
yeah. Creepy.
So
It's a horror movie.
it's very, very peaceful.
Yeah, yeah.
And then one day I was like, I'm going to explore this house because it's a very large house.
Yeah. It's a M. Night Shyamalan movie.
And I found a panic room, Eddie.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I found a panic room with like gun racks and shit,
Yeah.
and like,
Like they were they like a doomsday prepper?
security cameras. There, I knew something was off with the house because they had locks that went into the floor,
Oh, that's not good.
and I was
You
like,
never need locks that go in
"What
the
is
floor.
this?" And then they had an unfinished basement, and I heard a sound while I was there by myself that day. And I always thought that if I was in a horror movie, I would be the final girl.
Right.
And
You have that
looking
vibe.
back,
You have
I'm
Final
like,
Girl vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Looking back, I realize I'm the bitch that says I'll be right back and I never come back. Because that's exactly what I did. I heard a noise
And you go, what's that?
and I was like, let me go investigate. And I was by
Dumbass.
myself. I was by myself in a house in the woods.
No, you go in the panic
It's
room.
dusk.
Go in the panic room.
It's dusk.
Nope.
It's not dark yet.
Nope.
It's dusk. It's starting to get dark.
Mm-mm.
So anyways, I go downstairs
Why?
and there's all this covered furniture and stuff that the former owners had left there.
Not good.
And I'm walking around and I find this room that looks like it was like a bathroom or like maybe like a area where you like wash the dogs.
Drain
or something.
blood.
I turned on the lights, Eddie,
Yeah.
and there was 2 inches
What?
of some red fluid
Nope.
on the floor.
No, ma'am.
And I
Nope.
clicked off the light. It was a
Nope.
light that you had to pull the string to
Right.
get the light to turn on. And when I say I turned it on, looked at it, blinked, turned it right off, and ran upstairs.
Yeah.
And when everybody got home, I was like, "We need to talk. What is that downstairs?" And they were like, "Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing." And they're like, I was like, "You need to go down there." I was like, "I saw some crazy shit down there." And they're like, "No, it's good. We won't go down there. We'll have somebody come look at it." And I
They
was
live
like,
there and they won't go down there?
"They don't go down there." They're like, "We don't go down there." And I was like, "Why don't you go down there?" And they're like, "We just don't go down there."
There's blood.
They were
There's
like, "We'll have
trenches of
somebody out to
blood.
come look at it." And they said somebody came out and looked at it and said there was something wrong with the pipes and the pipes had a lot of iron in them or something.
Mm.
And the iron was turning the water brown. Like there was rust and iron in the
There's
water.
a different consistency between brown water and blood.
I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it. So I don't know the viscosity of
Right.
it. But I will just say like that. Like whenever I slept in that house, I always felt like I was not alone.
Yeah. I wouldn't have slept in that fucking house.
And I felt
And I
that.
don't believe in that shit.
And I felt that before I found the panic room and before I found the stuff downstairs.
Weird.
Still don't know till this day
Did they talk
what
about
it
the
was.
panic room at
They
all?
just said, no, they were like, Mark just wrote, "The Gimp lives down there." What does that mean?
From Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
The
I haven't
Gimp.
seen that.
You haven't seen Pulp Fiction?
I haven't. It's one of those movies that all my guy friends, you haven't seen Pulp Fiction? You haven't seen John Wick?
Well, I can see if you don't want to see John Wick because you love dogs.
Exactly. It's the whole
Yeah.
plot centers around a dog
Right.
dying. I'm not.
But-
No.
Pulp Fiction.
I haven't seen it. Give me one good argument for watching Pulp Fiction.
What?
Uma Thurman? Is that what he said?
Uma Thurman,
That's it?
Marcellus Wallace, Bruce Willis, John Travolta. They
Samuel
do
L. Jackson.
Samuel
Fine,
Jackson,
fine.
the twist contest.
Really? The twist
Bad
contest?
motherfucker.
Okay, fine. You know what? I
The
watch
Wolf?
Pulp Fiction.
The
I'm
Wolf?
gonna give you an assignment, and you have to watch it, and then we'll
What?
compare
What?
notes. I'm gonna make you watch Mean Girls, Eddie.
Oh shit! I've never seen that. I guess I could watch me. I don't want to.
I think you should make Colton watch Mean Girls with you.
I'm not gonna get any of it though, right?
I think you will. I think you'll be like, oh, this is what all these girls have been referencing for the last 20 years. I think you will.
But then you'll see Pulp Fiction. You're like, oh, now I get what everyone's talking about with Pulp Fiction references.
Yeah, but Mean Girls is good. If you want to punish them, make them watch Legally Blonde.
I've seen Legally Blonde.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't great.
That wasn't Mean Girls. Maybe I'll check it out.
We'll see.
Maybe I'll check out Mean Girls.
I'm trying to think what girls' Pulp Fiction is. You know, like what is
What's
our
the
version?
Notebook.
Like comparable.
Ew, no. Even I don't watch that shit. I don't watch The Notebook. No. I don't watch The Notebook. I don't watch A Walk to Remember. I don't need to see. Yeah, no. I don't need to see sad.
What's that one where
It's Devil Wears Prada. That's the
Oh.
women's
Yes,
John Wick.
okay.
is
yeah.
that the women's John Wick?
Yeah, that is
was-
women's John Wick.
What's the one where Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock had the time traveling mailbox?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm aware of it. I can't remember
What's the name of that movie? That's
The Lake House.
The Lake House. Isn't that like the
Never seen
girls'
it.
Pulp Fiction movie?
No, I've never seen that.
Where like they live in different times in the same house, but they can communicate through the mailbox.
no,
like with a letter,
I have
right?
no idea what you're talking
Isn't that
about.
what it is?
Massive flop.
Right.
Obviously, I
He should
haven't
have put his
seen it.
penis in the mailbox. That's what he should have done. See if she would have reciprocated.
Disgusting. Oh,
The
it
Lake
is called the
House.
Lake House.
The Lake House.
Oh, nope. I'm
Oh,
good.
they do meet at the end. So I guess they did fuck in the mailbox.
Gross.
What an awful movie.
No, I'm good.
Christopher Plummer's in it.
That's not
Good cast.
that's not a good thing for women at all. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go back to your vampire bitch.
I've never had a paranormal experience. I want one. Like
I can
Tracy
send you places.
Tracy had one where she was showing a house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was showing it to a couple. The house, there was the main house, and there was a back house. And I'm hanging out in the front house. It's no furniture or anything. It's empty, but it looks very old. It's somewhere like sort of like if you're going down towards like Inglewood, down that
Okay.
area. Like
Yeah,
all those old houses down that way.
Yeah.
When it used to be like old rich mansions, and it's not anymore. We were showing them the house or whatever, and I'm in the main living room with the husband, and he's walking around looking. I'm just hanging out. Tracy goes in the back house, like this big back house, almost as big as the main house, and she goes in the big back house with the wife or the girlfriend, and we're in there for like 5 minutes, and then the wife and Tracy come back in the main house,
And they're just white.
and they're just fucking white, and we're like, what happened? He's like, you didn't feel that? I'm like, what? She's like, the house started shaking. Like they were in that room, and it started not just like one like earthquake shake, but like it started shaking.
Some cabin in the woods
Like
shit.
like fucking violently shaking, and they ran out of there, and we just come back and like, no, we didn't feel anything.
Wow.
So it was like,
and there wasn't an earthquake? You checked Twitter? Did you go to
yeah,
Earth?
there was
did you
no
go to
earthquake.
Did you go to
and
Earthquake Twitter?
Our house didn't.
But you don't know. Like maybe your house was built on a different foundation than like the little
But
back
they were
house.
like
See what I'm
literally
saying?
on the same.
I know, but maybe you didn't feel it.
I don't know.
Did you checked Earthquake Twitter for
This
sure?
was pre-Twitter. That's how long ago this was.
Yeah, so you couldn't run there and be like, did everyone else feel that?
No
That's all we use Twitter for now.
earthquakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys feel that?
It's the only reliable information on that platform.
For real. And I go, okay. Whenever I get on there and I type in earthquake, I'm like, vertigo. It's just vertigo. That happens to me at least once a week where I'll be like, did we just have one? And nope.
Vertigo.
Take your meds, Jen. Take your meds. Oh. Tracy sent me this listing one time.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. Well, not hilarious. It was disturbing. She was like, check out this listing. And it was literally a house, and you kept scrolling through the pictures of it, and you're like, yeah, it's just old. It needs to be updated. Wait, is that a jail?
They had a prison in it?
It had a jail.
Oh, that works.
In the back of the, like, and it was attached to some old jail. It was in Boston or something
Okay.
like that, or like in New England.
Oh, I think she showed me that.
Yeah, in
they
New
had
England.
had like a holding cell in
The
it.
listing had,
A holding cell.
not just one holding cell.
Yeah.
It was like a little baby jail back there.
You never know when you might need it.
Jesus. Anyways, I feel sorry for Tracy having to go into these homes and deal with all of
Some
this
weird shit
craziness.
sometimes.
For real. Speaking of weird shit, Eddie, it feels like it's time.
You ready, Mark? All right, hit that music.
Or not.
Never, ever.
We gave him so much lead up, and he was like, fuck.
I was like, ready,
You
Mark.
did not.
I was like, ready, Mark. He gave me the thumbs up. As if like, here, thumbs up, here comes music.
I
And then it was-
forget that music has to come with it.
He just gave me.
He's like, I'm ready to play.
I got it. Ready to play the game.
Oh my God. Eddie, remind everybody what the rules are.
We're playing Florida Man Friday. In this game, I read 3 Florida Man headlines, 2 real, 1 fake, and Jenn Sturger has to prove her Florida-ness and tell me which one is the fake Florida headline.
Challenge accepted.
And Mark will play along with us. Here we go.
Let's go.
Florida woman tattooed on her own eyebrows. Florida man climbs down well to say he did it and gets trapped. Florida gas station owner puts up microwave sign, do not warm urine.
I think 2's fake.
You think 2 is fake?
It's either 2
You
or
think 2
I
is fake?
agree. 2's fake.
Florida man climbs down well to say he did it and gets trapped. You think that's the fake one?
Yeah.
You're both wrong.
What?
Florida woman tattooed on her own eyebrows is
That's
the
happened.
fake.
Bullshit. That's
headline.
happened.
People have tattooed eyebrows on, but not to themselves.
No.
With
I've seen a
tattoo
woman
gun, tattoo her own eyebrows.
Yeah. I've totally seen women do that for sure. For sure.
Tattoo ink with a needle
For real.
to themselves.
Yeah.
Other people,
If you
yes.
Google it, there's a picture of a woman who she did her own eyebrows
Yeah.
and she made them Nike check marks instead of
Wow,
eyebrows.
the Nike swoosh. She made Nike
She-
swoosh eyebrows.
She has swoosh eyebrows. I was
Well,
like,
can you bring that
that
up?
is a choice. Look, I tattooed my own eyebrows. Boom.
Not to say Florida woman.
This is insane. Eyebrow tattoo at home. You bitches are crazy.
But those are fake tattoos.
No, they're not.
They're not real ink. Go to a tattoo parlor and get a
It
tattoo.
is. It's permanent makeup eyebrow. So what they do is it's called microblading, Eddie, and they basically take like an X-Acto blade,
Yeah.
and they draw in little hair strokes. At least the good ones do. The other ones do.
Oh,
this
there's the Nike
shit.
swoosh. That looks. Wow. There are some awful people on this planet.
Listen, how you draw your eyebrows on very much dictates what people what people think your mood is. Do you know what I mean? I think eyebrow tattoos we need to stop doing it
I
because
don't think that's ever been a good idea.
I've just never seen it done well.
Wow.
You know
Well,
what I
not on
mean?
this page on Google. Not these Google images.
Okay, Google.
Oh my God.
Oh, Eddie, where can people find you?
You check me out on all the socials at Eddie Pence or at my website, eddiepence.com.
I'm at Jennifer Sturger on all the socials, guys. Please keep sharing us, like, subscribe, do all the things, and pass these clips around on Instagram.
Please.
Really helps us, or on the X or whatever
Yeah,
the fuck we're
whatever
calling
it
that
is.
stupid app now. But anyways, thank you so much for all of the support, guys. We are so glad that you found us. Stick around for the next episode next week on another episode of Not Today. I really fucked up this
No, you
ending.
did. This good. Perfect. You nailed it.
I